Hi there, it's your mortgage advisor, Aaron Dehart here again. And today we're going to move on to the next video in our What to Expect Next series. And this is video number 3. And this one is titled, What to Expect Now That I Am Clear to Close. So what does clear to close mean? That means that we've locked in your interest rate. That means our loan has been completely underwritten and all the T's have been crossed, all the I's have been dotted and signed off by our underwriter to get full loan approval. It also means our appraisal is back and the value has been accepted and underwritten as well. And it also means that there's no outstanding work orders. That means, was there any repairs that have been required on the appraisal for it to be completed? If there were, it also means that the re-inspection's been done and that the appraisal's been signed off, what was necessary for those work orders and repairs to be complete. Those have all been satisfied. So what comes next, and this is a very important part, this is where your closing disclosure, or AKA your CD, is going to be sent out to you. And this is the new thing that came out a few years ago that the government put out, to where once your CD is signed, it triggers the 3-day period that you can now sign your closing documents 3 days after that. So it's very important when we make it aware that your CD is coming out, that you go in and that you acknowledge your CD. You're going to go in and sign into that. And do that. So we're going to log in and acknowledge that you've received your closing disclosure. Now there's going to be 3 big items on your closing disclosure that we want to review and make sure that those are in line with everything that we've discussed. It's going to be your cash due at closing, so your total amount due at closing. So if you have any down payment and or closing cost, that's going to show the total amount due at closing. Next is going to be your interest rate. We want to make sure that your interest rate is what we agreed upon and discussed. And finally, that your total monthly payments are in line with that. It's going to have your total monthly payments, including taxes and insurance in there, to make sure that those are correct. So we want to make sure that those are in line with what we've discussed and that everything is going forward with that. We also want to make sure that you're investing properly. That is, if there's a co-borrower on the loan with you, all the names are spelled right, how you guys are going on title together, and we want to also make sure that all that is correct as well. Now, once the CD is signed, we're going to have about 3 days where you can actually go and sign your loan documents at closing. So they're going to be working on getting your documents together and sending those out to the escrow company. During that 3-day period, we're going to have to give you wiring instructions. And we want to have that done before the day of your signing. So you're going to get wiring instructions where you're going to go to your bank and you're going to wire your total cash to close from the bank, and it's got to be from the account that we've verified your closing cost and or down payment are coming from. You're going to wire those funds directly to the escrow company, so they're there in advance and waiting for you. So we're not worried about you having to run around the day of signing and taking care of that. During this 3-day period, escrow is also going to reach out to you to schedule your appointment to go and sign with them. You're going to sign those final closing documents, make sure that way we've already went over everything so there's no surprises, and we reviewed all of that. Typically the same day, if you sign early enough, if you're typically signing by about before noon that day, we're going to be able to fund your loan that same day. If you're signing later in the afternoon, typically after like 2 or 3 o'clock, it's going to be the following day that they're going to fund your loan and actually wire the funds there to the escrow and title company to pay off your loan. Once we fund your loan, the title company's then got to take the note and deed of trust, and they're going to record that with the county in your guys' name. Once that's recorded on the day your loan is funded, you can now get your keys. You're going to get your keys from your real estate agent. Remember, you don't get them from us. We don't give out keys. That's something that your real estate agent is going to get for you. So that concludes what's next in our What to Expect Next video for now that we're clear to close. One thing that I do ask you is make sure that we've kept all of our promises. We did our Tuesday update videos for me for you on how we're progressing. You've gotten your Friday updates going into the weekend from our team. And just make sure that we've done a good job for you. Since we put a lot of focus on our current clients, we ask, we don't get a lot of time to go out in the community and look for new business. So we ask that you take the time to think about friends or family or someone like you that we'd be able to help as well with that. So that concludes this video for today on what to expect next now that we're clear to close. Of course, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to us. We're here to help. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.